Hello and welcome back to Scatterbrook Farm. My name is Eddie and this is my vlog, and today is September the 16th. It's only one day since my last vlog, and you can see why. We've been working our way through the sunflowers. We're about a third of the way through the field at the moment, so I wanted to vlog us finishing these off. Been pretty good yield so far. As you can see, we're coming up to emptying our tank soon. So that won't be too bad, and yeah, hopefully we'll get these finished today. We're looking at having the corn ready in about a week or so, so that's good news. And we're looking at having a good dry spell until we can get that cut as well, which is even better news. And yeah, it's really a case of a little bit more of the same today, and just really. I try to think it's not a lot's changed in a day, of course, here on the farm. Other than I'm just going away at this. We're finding a few weeds in these sunflowers, which I thought I'd got rid of. So we've got a few that have come back. We're up to 80% full now, though, so we're going to have to empty in a minute. I'm just going to keep an eye on my fill level until we're sorted. Now this field is one of those fields which you would expect to actually plant slightly different if you were going with the length of the field. So we're doing a lot of short runs across the field. But that is because the top of this field is very steep. So in order to actually cut it properly, you've got to go with the slope rather than with the length of the field. So the bottom half of this field absolutely you could do very nicely at about a 45-degree angle from where we are now, sort of hugging the side of the river there. But the moment you get to this point and you start getting this slope at the top of the field, you end up with this issue. Now, in the past, we have split this field. I've at this sort of point here, around about this point, we split the field and started doing that. And I stopped doing that because we didn't really need the extra field space. But I'm wondering if it's something we should go back to, just to do sort of an ease, and maybe not even doing it from a point of view of putting different crops in the field. But from a point of view of just making it easier for us to harvest and plant instead. So well, I think I might look into that. Whoa, we are too far over. Sometimes happens, especially if we catch a few at the end of a row. You end up entering the row slightly wrong. Yeah, and you can see here that it hasn't. We'll stop there because we're full. I'm not going to leave that out. We'll put that out once we get our tractor and trailer over here. So, quick run up here and grab our 6810. There we go. And away we go. So yeah, we'll just pull this alongside. And the beauty of opening the field up like this is we can now leave the 6810 in the middle here and make it easy for us to access. A little bit further forward. There we go. That should do it. I should turn that off if that's going to be sitting there. No point in wasting the fuel. Jump back in here. And we'll put out the auger. And we'll turn our lights off. No point in having those hazards on. There we go. And we'll fill in the middle of the trailer, will be the better way. And yeah, so as you see, the yield here isn't too bad. We've got a few weeds in the field. We're going to need to be better with our herbicide next year, I think. But otherwise, yeah, despite the weeds, the yield is quite good. I think we've got a good batch of sunflowers here that will work well for our pigs. Most of our, as I said before, most of our crop that we do on the farm we keep for pig feed. But we'll work out how much we actually need, and we'll go with there. We'll go from there and see exactly what our setup needs to be. We've got the same issue on this row. We've got a little bit of a excess. There we go. That's got it. And yeah, we'll see how much we actually need to keep for the pigs for the year until we've got the next harvest done, and then we'll hold on to those. Hold on to that amount, sort of keep it separate, and then send what we've got left over for sale. It's quite useful for us for that. It allows us to. I need to switch rows because of our issue. There we go. Yeah, it just means that the farm has a. The farm makes money from pigs more than anything else. So while on Ballincraig, we make money from mainly these days actually the BGA. We make far more silage on there than we do for from the dairy cows these days. Here it is all about the pigs. It's all about how much money we can make off the pigs, and so yeah, that's really where the money is on here. It's a profitable farm. It does well. It's not quite as profitable as our other one. Silage and biofuel these days is worth an absolute fortune. But this is not that kind of farm. As I said before many times around here, most farms around here are cow farms and silage making and things like that, and do make actually a fair amount off that. We're fortunate in that it then allows us to have a greater leeway with the arable stuff around here. Actually, because most farms around here actually concentrate on the dairy side of things, it means we get a better price for the pigs even. So, yeah, it's good. It's not a bad setup here. I've got a few single standing ones we'll need to clear up. And this is the problem with this tractor. Where did I put my... I don't know if I filled it up. We've used up an entire tank of fuel today, and I'm not sure where I have left my... I'm going to go and find my tank, and we'll get this refueled. So we left it here in the with the bales. So we want to head over here and get this refueled, and once we've done, get the fuel on this in this tank in the back done, and then we can refuel the combine. But yeah, that thing just drinks. I think definitely after this season we're going to have to get it taken in and take a look at this, because it is a little bit ridiculous. I'm going to go back a little bit further. Can't see with this on. There we go. Right, let's get this refueled. So, we've got a full tank of fuel on it. I actually didn't realise, I thought I already had one. So, that's all good. Let's take this round and get our combine refueled with this. Letting it run out of diesel is not a good thing for the combine, so I'm actually quite annoyed with myself. All right, let's get the combine refueled. There we go. So you can see the fuel going down in there. 175 litres left in our fuel bowser. So we'll get this off the field. Actually, I'll go and refuel that in a bit. But yeah, run out of fuel. So as we've run out of fuel before on here, and as this combine just drinks fuel, I mean ridiculously drinks fuel. See if it'll start up. Yeah, no damage done. It's not good for a diesel engine to let it run out of fuel. So, we're okay. I think we had a cut-off before it did it. But yeah, you can see this combine just... Most other combines and things that use a tenth of the fuel this does. And it's just, yeah. There's something, there's definitely something off with it. It is way too fuel hungry. It drinks way too much. But then that is why we bought the fuel Bowser, to try and or the multiple fuel tank to try and prevent what's just happened from happening, or at the least case mitigate it when it does. Right, into the crop we go. Working very, very nicely. And you can see we've already used a ridiculous amount of fuel. I mean, we've almost used 1/8 of a tank just doing that little bit there. And of course, we're looking at the bottom half of this field of flattening it out a little bit and building on the lower area. I'm still, the council is a little bit uneasy because essentially we're building on the flood area near the bridge. But to be honest, it's we kind of already built on that area. You know, the farm is not that much higher than that, and putting a shed there, well, I don't think it's going to make much difference. So we're going to try, and as I said, I'm also looking at possibly trying to buy some more land around here once we've sold some pigs this year. See if we can maybe buy a meadow or two the other side. It'd be fairly fertile ground the other side of the river there, and I think we'd make good arable land as well as good meadows. It's not going to be any wetter than we have here, so yeah, it's not. I don't think there's an issue in water amount. The only risk is if it floods and we lose crop that way. But looking at the other side, that is higher than our farm. So if it floods, if the river floods that high, which I'm not expecting it to after it being dredged, then yeah, we're in trouble here at the farm anyway. That would be the end of us down here, which is always a danger down at this farm, but it's one that we have fairly acceptable. I suppose this is a little bit lower. The other way to do it would be to build out this way and to split these into two fields. Would lose about the same amount of land. So yeah, I'm not too sure. I think I need to. I think I need to think about it a little bit more. It's something we won't be trying to do till the winter anyway. There's no point in trying to get this all done before then. It's if the winter's fairly dry. Well, you can't. We kind of want to get it done in. Well, we're in the autumn, so we're not going to get it done now. So it's probably a thing that we get the land sorted over the winter, and then we look to finish it off in the spring when it's hopefully a little bit drier. But we'll see. We'll see how it works. Building over, this is the thing with farm building. Tend to do it over the winter because there's not much going on the farm, and you want to cause the least disruption. The trouble you've got is that the winter is not a great time to build things because you're constantly trying to avoid rain or snow or whatever. So, and your ground's hard, and yeah, there's basically no good time to do a whole load of farm renovations because the summer and the autumn we are just way too busy doing this. Right, and down. And there we go. All good. And done. And we're going down to the bottom end of the field. We're nearly 80% full. And we've left just 2 rows here. So we'll cut in again. We've got plenty of space in the tank. And as you can see, just from doing that bit of cutting, we've used nearly a quarter of a tank on the fuel. Which is just absolutely nuts. Such a fuel-hungry vehicle. Or piece of equipment this combine is. Right, so this bit I want to get my cut in. Well, it doesn't really matter that much, but I want to kind of try and put it in the middle of this bit, and then we're just left with that end bit of the field. But this is where that diagonal bit would come in more useful, because it gets really thin down the end here. And you're doing more turning than harvesting, really. And yeah, to have the longer, more diagonal bits that do that follow the river, as you can see, would run quite nicely down here. But it is just at the top end of the field, we wouldn't be able to harvest it as well. And trying to seed it, you use extra fuel trying to seed and harvest, and it kind of doesn't pan out. Keep missing those bits. There we go. That's got them. So we'll go, and once we finish this cutting, we'll go and empty out the combine up with our tractor and trailer. And then we've just got a little bit left to finish off the field. There we go. Swing around this. We got that a little bit better. I think I can. Wow, I might even have enough space actually to finish off this field, but I'm not gonna get too high with it. Yeah, let's just. Yeah, we're not even at 90% yet. Let's cut in here then. And square this off a little bit, because it's because of these little bits that we're doing are, yeah, there's not that much to it, so it gets a bit fiddly at this end of the field. So you try and square it off, you could try and sort it. Doing an extra headland down here might help. I mean, we'd basically get rid of most of this bit down the bottom. You can see it's not overly an issue. Right, I have space for 5 rows, so we'll go down the middle here. Just keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that amount that we got in the tank. 96. Okay. I think we can come back round. Take this out like so. And almost there. We'll pull out like so. And just go and tip this into our tractor trailer. Faster for us to drive up there in the combine at the moment, even though it may not be so fuel efficient. because of the difference between this combine and the tractor in the fuel usage. And that works nicely. Trailer's getting nice and full at this point. We will fit all of this field in this trailer. There we go, and let's go and get these last two bits. Very little left on this field. So yeah, this bottom end of this field, where it gets quite narrow here. Whoop. Let's turn my thresher back on. Where it gets quite narrow down here, this is really it's a good area for us to build, sort of up to here-ish. I think is it doesn't add that much to a particular crop, and as you can see, we can get quite a good seed in on that. So just it's trying to work out the best ways to use the farm. And the best ways to use the land that we have in the most efficient possible way. And there's a good argument to say that actually we don't need to build down here, that we've got a good bale storage with the Euro tunnel that we've put up. And yeah, I actually agree. I think that's working well for us. That's all the straw bales we've got for this year. So, oh, actually, I think they've no. We do have some baling to go and do. We need to go and bale up the barley that we did a little while ago. So we need to do that before the rain comes in. So I think we're probably going to be doing that before we get the corn, because we need to bale that up and collect it. So that last little bit, and then we'll just go and park our combine over here, and we can go and tip what we've harvested. So thresher off, that down, we've got our auger in, so handbrake on and engine off. There we go. Run back over here, grab this. Then we just need to back this up and tip it, and we'll be done, which is fantastic. Yeah, so I think we'll be out, as I said, I think we'll be out with the baler next time, doing that and getting that sorted. Oh, there we go. I'll tip this. But that is the sunflowers done and dusted. So this is where I'm going to leave this vlog. All that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.